Good morning, students. Today we will discuss on the public key cryptography. In the previous lecture, we will discuss on DS algorithm, AES algorithm, and the block cipher modes. Uh, the DS and the AES are the symmetric key cryptographic algorithm, but where is the public key cryptography? Public key cryptography is basically the asymmetric algorithm. So now we will discuss on the private key cryptography. Basically, private key cryptography is the based on two key. One is the public key and the private key, or the we can say that uh, uh, it is the asymmetric key cryptography where we use the two key. And the public key cryptography, we will discuss some thing in here. Suppose uh, we'll now discuss a radically different public key system in which two key are used. The development of public key cryptography is the greatest and perhaps the only true revolution in the entire history of the cryptography. It is asymmetric, involving the use of two separate keys in contrast to symmetric encryption which use only one key. Anyone knowing the public key can encrypt message or verify signatures but cannot decrypt message or create signature. Counter-intuitive through this may seem. It works by the clever use of number of theory problems that are easy one way but hard the other. Note that public key schemes are neither more nor less secure than the private key, nor do they replace private key scheme. Uh, they are too slow to do. Rather, they complement them. Both also have issue with key distribution requiring the use of some suitable protocols. So basically, there is a simple public key cryptography. There is some features of the public key cryptography algorithm uh, or the properties of the public key. Number one, in the public key cryptography, different key are used for encryption and decryption. This is a property which sets this scheme different than symmetric encryption scheme. Number two, each receiver possesses a unique decryption key, generally referred to as a private key. Receiver needs to publish an encryption key referred to as his public key. Some assurance of the authenticity of a public key is needed in this scheme to avoid uh, spoofing by adversary as the receiver. Generally, this type of crypto system involves trusted third party which certifies that a particular public key belongs to a specific person or entity only. The encryption algorithm is complex enough to prohibit attacker from reducing the plain text from the ciphertext and encryption key. uh, though the private and public key are related mathematically, it is not be feasible to calculate the private key from the public key. In fact, intelligent part of the public key crypto system is designing a relationship between the two keys. Uh, basically, the the concept is that why we use the public key cryptography, because the two regions use the public key cryptography where the key distribution other is the digital signature. In the 1976 or 1977, the Diffie-Hellman, uh, this is the Whitfield Diffie and the Martin Hellman in the Stanford University is published algorithm. This is called the Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm that is based on the symmetric key cryptographic algorithm. So, public key cryptography basically is the asymmetric algorithm in the previous we study. So this is the diagram of the public key cryptography where the in the sender side the sender uh, 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 encrypt the message using the public key, and the Alice key use the decrypt the message using its private key. So this is the simple basic diagram of the public key cryptography, and we can say that the other in the asymmetric public key cryptography is the asymmetric algorithm rely on one key for encryption and other for the decryption. These algorithms have the some properties or the some characteristics. First, that is the one key for encryption, and other is the decryption, the private key and the public key. This is the simple basic diagram of the public key crypto system where the message source encryption algorithm and the destination side decryption algorithm and the message. So this is the using the key pair private and PRA means private key and PUA means public key. So this is a simple basic concept of the public key crypto system. A public key application basically three types of public key application. One is the encryption decryption and the digital signature and the key exchange. The encryption decryption means the sender encrypt a message with the recipient with public key, and the digital signature, the sender signs a message with its private key either to whole message or to all small block of data that is a function of the message. The key exchange, the two sides cooperate to exchange a session key. Several different approaches are possible involving the private key of one or both parties. Some algorithms are suitable for all three applications, where the others can be used only for one or two of these applications. The public key, the security of the public key are no more less secure than private key scheme. In both cases, the size of the key determines the security. Note also that you can't compare key size. 64-bit private key scheme has very roughly similar security to a 512-bit RSA. Both could be broken given sufficient resource, but with public key scheme, at least there is a usually a firmer theoretical basis for determining the security since it's based on well-known and well-studied number theory problem. So this is basically introduction of the public key crypto system. After this, we discuss the Diffie-Hellman algorithm and the RSA algorithm. First of all, we discuss the Diffie-Hellman algorithm. Diffie-Hellman algorithm. Uh, this is published. This is the paper written in 1976 and the published in the 1977 with the Diffie and the Hellman. Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm is a method for securely exchanging cryptographic key over a public communication channel. The key are not actually exchanged. These are jointly derived. It is named after their inventor Whitfield Diffie and the Martin Hellman in 1976-77. The beauty of this algorithm is that two parties who want to communicate securely can agree on a symmetric key. Basically, this algorithm is based on the symmetric key algorithm. First of all, we see in this algorithm. There's some steps involved in this algorithm. Suppose number one, there is the Ram and Sham. There is the two party. Ram is the sender and the Sham is the receiver. Agree on two large prime number n and g. Suppose these are the two integer not be kept secret. Ram and Sham can use an insecure channel to agree on them. After the Ram select another large random number x and calculate a such that a equals to g to power x mod of n. Ram send this number to Sham. Then Sham independently select any other large number integer and calculate b. A and b are the variables. B equals to g to power y mod of n. Sham send this number to Ram. Now A and B compute his key K1 and K2. So K1 equals to B to power x mod of n, and the B2 now compute the secret key K2. K2 equals to A to power y mod of n. So this is the simply Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. This is the example of Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. Suppose we are taking the two prime number n equal to 11 and g equal to 7. Then compute a equal to g to power x mod of n, where x equal to 3. Assume it is the integer number. Then a equals to 7 to power 3 mod of 11, that is the 2. So this number Ram sends to the Sham. and then Sham compute the b equals to g to power y mod of n. Suppose y equals to 6, then b equals to 7 to power 6 mod 11 equals to 4. So a equals to 2 and b equals to 4. Then compute Ram and Sham compute the k1 and k2. So k1 equals to b to power x mod of n. So k1 equals to 9 and compute k2 equal, then Sham compute the k2 equals to 9. So k1 and k2 are the equal. So then Ram and Sham easily uh, communicate each other. So this is the basically this is the uh, simple uh, key exchange algorithm. This is called the symmetric key algorithm. The advantage of the Diffie-Hellman algorithm, the sender and receiver don't need to any prior knowledge of each other. And once the key are exchanged, the communication of data can be done through an insecure channel. The sharing of the secret key is the same. So this is the basic, simple advantage and the disadvantage of the algorithm. This cell cannot be used for any asymmetric key exchange. Number two, similarly, cannot be used for digital signature. And the last is the since it doesn't authenticate any party in the transmission, the Diffie-Hellman key exchange is susceptible to a man-in-the-middle attack. Means the third party that easily interact with the interact or easily take the link between Ram and the Sham. So this is the basic disadvantage of the Diffie-Hellman algorithm. So the remove the disadvantage of the algorithm, we use some different algorithm. The first is the RSA algorithm. Basically, RSA algorithm is the RSA asymmetric algorithm. The RSA algorithm based on the idea that factorization of integer into their prime factor, and the compute the n in the p and q, where the p and q are the distinct prime numbers, and the RSA is proposed by the Ronzvest, Ari Shamir, and Leonardo Edelman. So this is called the RSA. Like taking the surname Rivest, R from Rivest, S from Shamir, and Edelman from A from the Edelman. This algorithm is developed in 1978. The RSA algorithm is a asymmetric cryptography approach, which means there should be two keys. One is the private key and the other is the public key. So this is the simple concept of RSA algorithm. When we have seen the some steps of the RSA algorithm. Number one, we select the two prime number p and q, uh, and then compute the n equal to p into q. After this, compute the phi of n. This is the phi of n equal to p minus 1 with q minus 1. Phi of n is the totient function. Number three, select the e. E is the public key, and the public key is basically in between 1 and phi of n, and the GCD of e of phi of n equals to 1. And after this, select or calculate the d. D is the private key, so d into e mod of phi n equals to 1. We calculate the d and the public key. So then we create the two pair. One is the public key, other is the private key. Public key is the e comma n, and the private key is the t comma n. So after this, we encrypt and decrypt the message. So encrypt the message, c equals to ciphertext equal to m to power e mod of n. M is the plain text or message. Decrypt the message, m equals to c to power d mod of n, where m is the message and c is the ciphertext, d is the private key. So this is the basic algorithm of the RSA, and then we see the RSA example. RSA example, first of all, we select the two prime number, p equal to 3, q equals to 11. We have using the small prime number, because if we use large prime number, the calculation is very big. Just for example. So we have calculated the n equals to 33, then compute the phi of n. Phi of n equals to p minus 1 and q minus 1. This is the 20. So we have select the public key e equals to 7, because e is the not part of the GCD. 5 into 2 into 2. This is the 20. And e should not multiply by 5 and 2 and should not be divided by the 20. So we select the 7, and the number between 1 and the public key is greater than from 1 and the less than from 5 of n, that is the 20. After this, we calculate the private key. Private key is the d. There is So private key is the D into E mode of phi of n equals to 1, where uh, E equals to 7 and phi of n equals to 20. Then we select that D equals to 3. So 7 into 3, 21. 21 mode 20 equals to 1. So this condition is satisfied. In other, we can say that D equals to 1. D equals to 1 plus K of phi n divided by the E. So where is the K? Where is K equals to 0 to phi of n? We put the value K 0 to phi of n, and the finally find the key. So the where D equals to 3. So this condition is completely satisfied, and the public key and the private key. So the public key is the 7 comma 33, and the private key is the 3 and 33. After this, we encrypt the message and decrypt the message. Support our m equals to 31. The condition is that m is always less than n. In this case, the n value is 33. So we have taken m 1 to 32. So in this example, we use m equals to 31. So first of all, we encrypt the message. C equals to 3 to power 7 mode of 33 equals to 4, and the decrypt the message. Uh, in this case, decrypt the message. This is the 31. 30, 31, and 31 is the plain text, and E is the power 7. So the value of uh, C equals to 4. Then decrypt the message. Decrypt the message. C equals to C to power D mode of n. So m equals to 4 to power 3 mode of n. This is the 31. So in that case, the value of m in after decryption, this is the 31. So this is the basic idea, the basic concept of RSA algorithm. In the some advantage of the RSA algorithm, RSA algorithm is hard to crack since it involves factorization of prime number, which are difficult to factorize, and RSA algorithm use the public key encrypt data, and key is known to everyone, therefore it is easy to share the public key. There is some disadvantage of RSA algorithm. RSA algorithm can be very slow in case where large data needs to be encrypted by the same computer. It requires a third party to verify the reliability of public key. Data transfer through RSA algorithm could be compromised through middlemen who might tamper with the public key system. So this is the disadvantage of RSA algorithm. Thanks everyone.